Hey everyone, I'm coming on to start working on recreating these beautiful banner embellishments that Kathy sent. And she is, her YouTube is Kathy's Creative Crafts and More. I will have her linked down in the description box. You can go check out her channel. I did a reveal for what she sent me, so you can also check that video out. And here's the banners that I'm going to work on recreating. And this has like 3 layers of banner that has been stitched on. And it does look like she used a die for this. I decided to just fold mine without using a die. I do have a die by CapCut, but I just thought it would be easier if I just folded them myself. So I'll show you. I have one that I already started working on, and then I thought I would do one on camera. So let me set these aside, but I want to have them close by. Let me move my little paper. And here are all of the elements that I am going to be using. So on her banner, she's got 3 layers of the, I'm calling it a banner. I don't know if that's what it's called or not. So here's my back layer. Went ahead and did a little bit of pre-folding. I did this one, I pre-folded and I stitched it, and then this will be the top layer on top of that, and I went ahead and pre-stitched that, so those will be ready to go. And then I've got the other elements so I can build the banner. So I thought I would show you how I folded this, and hopefully it will look as good as this one. So I just kind of eyeballed it. Let me tell you the dimensions my paper, in case you want to craft along or make some of these. And this will be the bottom layer, and it is 8.5 inches long by 1.5 inches wide. And I just kind of was trying to make it about the same size as the ones Kathy made. Mine's going to be a little bit smaller, just the way I folded it. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and just make a fold like that. This is going to be the center of my banner. And you can like fold it so it's a little wonky, kind of like that. It doesn't need to be, you don't want it to be square. And then I'm just eyeballing it pretty much. Then right here, you want to have like a little bit of gap here, maybe 1 inch, and then fold it back, and then just keep doing that until you've got like 2 or 3 folds in it. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So that'll be one side of my banner. And let me see how I'm doing. Okay, and then I'm going to just turn it over and do the others. Well, I'm going to do the other side. I'm just gonna wing it, really. I'm just winging it. Really, it takes a little practice to do this to get exactly what you want. Okay, so let's see how that looks pretty good. The side is a little longer, but I want these to be about the same length, so I am going to trim some of that extra off of there. So I'm just gonna eyeball it, and okay, just gonna cut off like about that much. And then on hers, she has like a little fishtail. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. I think she used a die for at least the bottom layer. And I don't know if hers had fishtails in the die, but that was easy enough to do. And she did run these through her sewing machine. So this one I'm gonna go stitch, and I already stitched this one and the smaller one. So the smaller one I made the same way, and I did do both of these and I stitched them already. And I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so that one's ready to go. And I'm gonna go run this through my machine, and then we will put these together. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, that was easy. To start with, I have my 2 background papers, and on hers, she alternated the background paper, like this one here and the blue one. She alternated those on this one. So the bottom layer on this one's blue, the bottom layer on this one is the black and white paper. So that's how I decided to do these 2. And then the second layer, also I alternated those. So like that. And then I also have the third layer here is just, I don't think it's just a flat piece of paper that's about, I think this is 7/8 wide by 3 1/4. And that's just gonna lay right on top here. Okay, so that one's already pre-cut. And I'm gonna cut this one down to the same size. So then I'll just create the little fishtail on here. Okay. Okay, just like that. Then there's going to be one for each of my banners. So those were pretty easy to make. I just used a scrap piece of my garden party paper that I already had cut up. And you can really make these any width that you want, but I'm trying to follow exactly the way Kathy's are made. And let's see, for the rest of it, I already got some things cut out, and on hers, she has this cut out. I don't have any paper like this with lettering on it, so I used a piece of, grab that, garden party paper that I had cut out, and I cut out a couple of these birds, and I used this clear cut punch from We Are Memory Keepers back then. And I think I got this at Tuesday Mornings, but it's pretty cool. You can put your paper in here. I'll show you like this, and there's a magnet that holds it in place like that. And then you line this up and then you punch it out. So that's how I got that shape and was able to get the image in there. And then I punched out these 2 bird images from that paper. I can't see what's happening. There we go. Punch those out. And on Kathy's banners, there is some snow tool back here behind the cutout. And I had some pink snow tool, so I just traced around the outside of the bird image or the punch out to get those. And she has some of this gold trim back here. And I do have some of that, so I cut out some to do that. And for the strip here, she might have used some sort of a tape or something, or washi. But I have this whole pack of these strips that I had cut out from this Chaos Craft set, the Rick Rack. And I have a couple here with gold glitter paper. So I just thought I would use these. And I'm just gonna, on hers, she's got it like going from the top to the bottom vertically. So I thought I could either run it maybe through the middle or off to the side like that. And maybe like that or like that, so I don't cover up the bird on this one. Okay, so I'm going to do those last. Let's go ahead and see what we need now to do with these. It looks like there's a layer of foam behind this. So for now, I'm going to get some foam tape on the back of these two to go on top. I'm going to use my regular Dollar Tree foam here. So let's move some of the stuff out of the way. I think I'm going to turn my glue gun on here. You know, I like to use hot glue or wet glue. Put a little glue on here. I probably should add some to this one. Okay. There. Maybe I'll put 2 more on here. All right, then I'm gonna peel the backing off. There's that layer. We do the same thing to this one. These are gonna be cute. Okay, these are looking cute already. My glue gun is heating up. Let's see. Looks like the next thing is just the green. Let's see. Oh, okay. Looks like the tool is there. There is a, looks like just a glob of hot glue to hold that down. And then the green banner, which mine is also green, goes on top of there. Okay, so try to get it in the center. I think I'm just going to put it right on top. And then I'm gonna just put this right over the top of it. Squish it down. All right, I think that'll be a good. Okay, do the same thing to this one. Okay, there, that's looking good. Okay, it looks like there's just hot glue under this, but I want to put my little glitter strip on these guys before I glue them down. I'm gonna have to trim the edges a little bit. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I'm going to glue this down before I do the other side. Okay. All right. And then I'm just going to trim. I think that looks good. All right. Okay. Okay, there. That looks good. They're just going to be a little different than how Kathy did them. And that's fine. They don't have to be, I don't want them to be exactly the same, you know. All right, what do I need to do next? Let's see. Put these aside. Okay, I think I'm going to cut that right there. Oh. All right, so I'm just going to run. Just tap it a little bit. I don't want hot glue smushed all over the place. There's one. We'll do the other one like that. Okay. Those are looking good. There's what I got so far. Get rid of this. And then the next thing is going to be to add my little circle on the front. And then these are just put on with a dab of hot glue. And that's just going to go right in the middle. Okay. Let's see, did I miss anything? Okay, so she's got some sequins on here. So let me grab some sequins. I'm sure I can find some that will look nice in here. Yes, okay. So we're gonna go with those. Okay, that looks good. Here is one. Super cute. Sorry about the sun. And the other one. I think they turned out really good. Let me bring in Kathy's. Here are Kathy's. They're very lovely. Mine are a little smaller. That's what I ended up with, making them from scratch. I couldn't get them exact. And again, I never would have been able to make these if I did not have a nice sample in front of me. All right, and now I'm gonna find a background paper. Let's see, it would be good to put these on. These will fit just perfect on there. All right, put that one there. And then they're gonna go down in here. And she had a fun sequin mix in the bottom of her packaging right here. So I'm gonna find some sequins to put down in mine. I lose track of who gave me stuff pretty easily. Okay. Oops. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice amount in there. That's pretty. All right. Let me close this back up. And I am going to make a little bag topper to put on here. All right, and there, easy bag topper. Didn't have to get a die out, just did a little trimming and Added a pretty flower on there. There we go. All right, so there's my package. It's ready to go out. Beautiful. I'm happy with how they turned out. There's mine, and here's the ones Kathy sent me. Thank you, Kathy, for the inspiration. Had a lot of fun putting these together. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see everybody in my next video. Bye.